Hi, I just launched a new website, so I was going to walk through a little bit of the design decisions I made, so you understand. So you can see some of the before and after. So here is the current website that's going to go away in about 5 seconds when I finish this video, and I'm going to launch this new website. And you can kind of tell that the new website is a lot cleaner than before, which is on purpose. I got kind of annoyed at myself for having such a cluttery website. It looked good, but it was kind of cluttery. There was a lot of things going on, especially when I have a design book where I specifically say not to avoid clutter. So I would go on my website and onto this website and get annoyed at myself for having so many different fonts. There's like 1, 2, and then this one, which is kind of cool. This is Mrs. Onion, and I bought it from My Fonts. At first I thought it maybe looked really unique, but now I think it looks really, it was kind of cluttery when it get to the blog. So I didn't like that little jump there, which is something because I'm using My Fonts and it's like applying in that custom font. And there's some things I could have done to make that better, but it made it really hard to read when there was blog post titles here. And when it came to the blog, especially, I had all these like elements that were kind of getting in the way. So like this gray bar on top, that was something I thought was cool originally, because I thought, I can put in a giant banner or something. I don't know if I have any. I stopped doing that recently because it was annoying me to do it 2 posts. Let's see, maybe this one. Okay, and pop in. So slow. Did I put the banner on here? Yeah, so you can see how I had this ability to put this image on top to make this look fancy pants, but it was more of a pain than it was worth. And then I usually had to do a huge image, which slowed down the blog posts. And then there's things all over the place. Like I say in my books, to line things up, and you can tell that things are all on different axes. So these guys are all centered in their little containers, but that means that this is not lining up. So this is offset from here. There's a content that starts over here, content that starts in the front of the of the title here, stuff that starts over here. These are offset. This is again indented. I had set up the blog so that there was like content in the center, but then things wider on the sides. And I thought that looked cool originally, but then I realized it's just like added to this feeling of clutter. So the new website over here, I try to drastically simplify the header up here. The blog got a huge update. There's the blog post that this will go into. Let's go down to this guy. So there's no more Jumbotron, giant banner, whatnot at top. I have better information at the top here, like that this is a tutorial, which goes into a page, which shows all my tutorials. Ta-da! And then the content and the images are all in one line now. The captions don't go off to the side. So I kind of feel like in terms of reading content, it's a lot easier to read. And then I've also updated the pages for the books. Now I'm leaving this here. I added this little like hand-drawn thing. I did this. You can tell I did it because it's kind of messy. I like the idea of combining hand-drawn with very flat, clean design. But it's a little busy, especially this other one I did over here for Hello Web App, which makes it a little busy. I need to do a new one that has thinner lines. But the pages in general are a lot cleaner, and there's more information about what's in the books and my products, and there's more information about what you learn. There's this pretty little banner here, some contrast in terms of text size just for visual interest, but overall it's a lot cleaner and a lot more interesting. And I actually increased the price for all the books and courses. I hope that I don't get people really mad at me for this, but I looked at how much I was making before and how much work I put into it and what other similar books and courses were put on the internet, and I figured that it was time to finally update that. So yeah, that's some of the decisions I made for this new website. That's So the big things that I did. Oh, one thing. I have this like little fancy CSS thing going on back here that adds this little like highlight that doesn't quite extend to the edges. Let's see if we can check this out. It's kind of cool. That didn't work. Oh, there we go. HTML is a little ugly because I have like a H1 and then a span and then a span. But you can see that I'm playing around with transforms. This was kind of fun. So if you want to check out some cool CSS thing or tell me if I did it wrong, there's some really cool like stuff for a transform that's adding this little yellow highlight behind the headline for each of the pages. The double lined ones were harder to do. This one is kind of interesting. Anyways, so that was a cool little CSS thing I decided to play with. Otherwise, it's pretty flat and normal and only one font and only a few colors, a lot cleaner and hopefully easier to use and for people to order the books. So yeah, send me any questions you have. Anyways, and I hope this was illuminating.